I'm not sure that Chelsea are anywhere near pole position in a year's time when Haaland becomes available for the 75 million exit clause. And as a result, and Chelsea probably recognizing that, knowing that if they are to get Haaland, it has to be this summer at 100 million plus that release clause. If they can't, they're in need of a striker. Go out and get somebody who's available now. And for me, despite Lukaku's struggles in English football that Stevie points out, I think over the last 12 months he has proven himself to be a far better finisher than we remember him to be. Coming into Chelsea, we are talking about the European champions, but we are also talking about a Chelsea team that limped into the top four under Thomas Tuchel. A striker's needed. Go out and get him if he's available, and you have the cash. I thought, in all honesty, I thought Lukaku would want to follow Antonio Conte wherever he went, because Conte, without question, got the best out of him. Now, it doesn't seem like Conte is going to start this season with a club, so you understand if Chelsea come a-calling why Lukaku is not that convinced about what's going on at Inter and is attracted to what offers are on the table.
Don?
Imagine being an Inter fan over the last couple of months. You win the Scudetto, you lose your manager, you lose Hakimi, Christian Eriksen, unfortunate circumstances, obviously he's probably not going to play this season. Lautaro Martinez is being linked with Arsenal, and all of a sudden Lukaku's going to get poached for £100 million. It must be a nightmare if you're an Inter fan. I think if you're Chelsea, it's a no-brainer. I can imagine him leading that line with all those number 10s that they've got. His link-up play certainly improved. He's a lot leaner than he was when he was back in the Premier League a few years back. I think he's one of the top 2 or 3 strikers in world football. And I don't think Thomas Tuchel can afford to wait 12 months. You know what it's like at Chelsea. If he has a disastrous season for their standards, manager might not be there in 12 months. So if you're Thomas Tuchel, go and get the man that you want. And Lukaku, I think, would be brilliant in a Chelsea shirt.
Why are you pulling faces?
Why would you not go and get Lautaro Martinez instead? It's not going to be cheaper.
Go on, Gab.
And Lautaro Martinez isn't as good as Lukaku, and I think they're looking for a central striker. But I think the thing that should be underscored here, and I think is what makes me think that this is probable or possible, is that the distinct impression is that this is Inter selling Lukaku, not Lukaku, pulling a Harry Kane and saying, "Oh, look, I want to move to the European champions." He's already been there. He's already been at Chelsea. He's already been in Manchester United. He's already been in the Premier League. I think it's more the sense that, from the club's perspective, they're saying, man, we said 130 million euros. They may come close to that. That's well over 100 million pounds. Think of what we can do with that. We can extend Lautaro Martinez's contract. We can bring in maybe a Vlahovic or some other younger striker that can fill his role and might have a longer term upside. We can pay down a little bit of that debt. They're in a tough position, but it almost feels as if they're the ones who are pushing him out the door. And it's just why I think it's very significant that, they were putting out stories that, oh, well, Romelu Lukaku, Lukaku would be happy to consider a move from Chelsea. He's asking for a move. Well, he's not asking for a move. Let's be very clear on this. This is Inter saying, somebody comes knocking, let's put an enormous price on him because we don't want to sell him. And look, now Chelsea are coming close to meeting that asking price. And just one last thing with regards to Haaland, I appreciate what you guys are all saying about the race for Haaland and whatever. I think we have to remember that with that exit clause from Borussia Dortmund only being 75, 80 million euros, you probably will have to pay nearly as much as that, again, in agent fees and commissions to Haaland's dad, to Mino Raiola, to go and make it happen. So it's still going to be very expensive. Now, that said, of course, Haaland is a lot younger than Lukaku.
Don, Lukaku at Chelsea, does that make them title contenders?
I think so. I think when you look at, from back to front, I think Chelsea are an excellent side. They're growing in confidence. They're a better side now under Thomas Tuchel. You can see that they're winners. And they desperately need a number 9, Dan. I think they've got it all on to try and finish top 4 without a number 9. They've got brilliant players in midfield. A lot of clubs around the Premier League especially would be jealous of some of their players. They've got, so many number 10s that, Hakim Ziyech, I think, has scored in a couple of goals tonight in a game against Tottenham. They've got an array of talent that are only going to get better. And with Timo Werner, I'm not sure that's going to happen for him in the Premier League. I know last season was his first season. I just see a guy that's lacking that little bit of confidence. In the Premier League, you've got to hit your numbers. And I think with Lukaku coming in, I think massively makes them title contenders. I think that scares one or two teams.
Better than Liverpool, Stevie?
With Lukaku? If everybody's fit at Liverpool, no, but certainly Lukaku would put them in the conversation for the Championship, no question. There's no way he's not getting 15 goals in the Premier League, and for a team that finished fourth and the top scorer had 7 is incredible. Tells you where the problem is. Now, there's question marks defensively for Chelsea. Can they, what they have, do it for another year? But if they can, then yes, Lukaku would make them contenders.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.